Hey guys, last night I had a couple of people comment on my videos asking for the same thing actually, and that was how do you run updates on Ubuntu? So I thought I would make this kind of a two-part thing, one to cover that, and the second part to actually cover the second part of one of those questions, and that was how do I install Steam on Ubuntu? So let's go ahead, jump over to the desktop here. We'll take a look at the first part, which again is how to run updates and upgrades, that sort of thing, on your Ubuntu instance to get it all up to date. And then the second part of the video we'll talk about how to install Steam and some of the things that go along with that. So let's go ahead and jump over. Okay, so here we are on our desktop, and like I said, there's a couple of different ways we can do this. The first way, probably the more user-friendly way, I suppose, is by going over here to the Ubuntu software app. And then up here at the top, you'll see where it says all installed and updates. If we click that, you can actually see all of the updates that are available here. And so we can just go ahead and click install up here at the top. Now that's the first way that we can do it. And that's fine, but there's another way that I like to do it that I'll show you here now. So what we'll do is come up to the top, we'll do a search for terminal. And then we'll do sudo apt get update. And it'll ask for a password, and then it'll go through this process here, and then we can do the same thing, but we'll say upgrade instead of update, and we'll go ahead and let that run, and then it should ask if we want to install all of this stuff. We're going to go ahead and say yes, and then we'll go ahead and let it do its thing here. Depending on your internet speed, the amount of resources your computer has available, that sort of thing, the amount of time it will take for this to happen will vary quite a bit. But the process is the same whether you're on a laptop or a desktop or a Chromebook, or you're virtualized or you're not virtualized, or whatever the case may be. If you're on Ubuntu, this is the process that you'll go through. Okay, so now that we have that done, we can go back and actually rerun that update command again, just to make sure that we got everything in place. Cool. So let's run the upgrade one more time, and then we should be done. So with just those couple of quick, simple commands, we've made sure that everything on our system is updated and upgraded to be the most current version, and hopefully with all that, also the most secure. So the next part of this that we're going to take a look at is how to install Steam. Again, this is a pretty simple process, so let's go ahead and jump into that. So what we want to do here is actually open up Firefox. Of course, that's the browser that comes with Ubuntu here. And of course, this is the first time I've run Firefox on here, so it's got to go through all of its startup stuff for the first time. But what we're going to do is we're going to say Steam install. That should get us where we want to be. So cool, we'll go ahead and we'll click the first link there. And basically anywhere it takes us on the Steam website is fine, because up at the top of the screen we're going to see a little green button here that says install Steam. You're going to see that all the way across all of the pages on Steam, so no matter where you go, you can just click that button. It'll bring you here, and then you can click the button right here basically in the middle of the page that says install Steam now. So we've got a couple of options. We can save the file, or we can open it with the software installer. I'm going to go ahead and save the file just for right now. And then once that's done, we'll click on open. And then that should open up the Ubuntu software application here. We can click install. Oh. And now it's thinking over here on the left side with this where it says waiting to install. Hey guys, so I let this run for a few minutes, and it's stuck. Like running the install this way just didn't work very well. The waiting or thinking or whatever it was doing just didn't do anything. So this may or may not happen to you. If it works, great. If not, let's just assume it didn't, and let's jump into the next part of the install, which is just a quick little command line thing, very quick and easy to do, not at all crazy or anything like that. So let's jump into that and just move forward with this install. Okay, so the other way we can do this is actually pretty easy as well. Again, we're going to go ahead and open up a terminal here. We'll go ahead and click on that. I like this more in the middle of the screen. So we say sudo apt get install Steam. Put in our password, and we'll go ahead and say yes. Okay, and then we've got, of course, the license agreement. So we'll go ahead and say okay. I agree. So the next thing we'll do is we'll actually go back up to search your computer, and we'll just type in Steam. And there it is. So now it's going to run some updates here. This may take a little while, again, depending on how fast your internet connection is. I've got a decent speed connection here, so it shouldn't take too long. Hopefully you've got the same. But we'll go ahead and let this finish its thing, and then we'll see if we can get logged in. Cool, so all of the updates are done. Now it's trying to launch Steam. Of course, at this point, you've got a couple of options. You can either create a new account or you can log into your existing account. Let's go ahead and try that. And I will be damned if I can remember my Steam login. And there we go. Now we have Steam installed on our Ubuntu system here. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that not all games or apps or whatever are compatible with Linux. So you'll want to make sure that whatever game you're trying to install says that it's Linux compatible. And you can always go to their store page. Somewhere it will say if it's compatible with Linux and that sort of thing. If you're ever not sure, I guess you could just try clicking install and hope for the best. But most of the time, these games will say what they're compatible with, whether it's just Windows or if it's got Linux, Mac, whatever the case may be. Okay, guys, so there you have it. There is a couple of different ways to install the updates and the upgrades for Ubuntu, as well as a couple of different ways to install Steam so that you can play your Steam library on an Ubuntu system. Again, keeping in mind that not all games will work on Linux or Ubuntu or whatever. Some of them are exclusively only Windows. So keep that in mind if you decide to go this route. That being said, I am going to go ahead and wrap up the video here. Hopefully it was helpful. Hopefully I gave you some ideas on things you might be able to do with your system. If you found the video helpful, do me a favor, give the video a thumbs up. Would really help me out a bunch, make me get all warm and fuzzy and whatnot. If you enjoy these kind of videos, hit the subscribe button. I'm releasing content like this all the time, and a lot of the content lately has come from you guys. So if you've got other content ideas or things you'd like to see me do videos on, leave those in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on my social medias. I'll have links to that down below in the description area as well. So yeah, gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Thanks for your time. I always appreciate your support, and I'll talk to you in the next video.